there, my beautiful Virgo collective. Hopefully you're all well, happy, healthy, wealthy. I'm going to be doing a twin flame reading for the month of March and through April. See if there's any advice from Spirit, any guidance, or anything you need to be aware of in regards to this connection. I'm going to start by rolling some signifier dice. See if we can get some signifiers for this reading. We have the number 2. We have the moon, and we have Taurus. So somebody you could be dealing with could have a Taurus moon. You could have a Taurus moon. Or something could happen around a Taurus new moon. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 cards. One for mind, body, and soul. Just an overall for each. Heart space, please. Heart space. Soul space. Okay. So in the mind space, there's gossip. There could be people around you that are gossiping about this connection. Neighbors, small talk, grapevine. There could be gossip in your lives that could be affecting this connection. You know, people always have something to say when you're on the right path. It says communication, texting, phone calls, online communication. So you two could be having a very open communication during this time, and either that or your hearts are communicating with each other. Or y'all could be communicating like, I heard this or I heard that kind of thing, you know. In the soul space, it says fun times, parties, events, having fun. So the two of you could be wanting to have fun times together, maybe looking at the stars, like these people here. Just, you could have recently went to parties together, events. You could have met at parties or just during a middle of a celebration or a party. It's like the one thing that holds you two together is like the time you met, or you could be having memories about that. Or maybe in the 5D you could be celebrating together. Every situation is going to be different. I'm going to pull some cards for the Divine Masculine from this Journey to the Divine Masculine by Divine Moon Empress. Then I'm going to do the same for the Feminine, and then do like a collective pull. Okay, so this masculine is feeling unworthy in his mind space. In his heart space, though, he feels complete, or is working on feeling complete. And then in soul space, he's got marriage. So, could be having a little bit of ego death here. This man is in the dark, feeling unworthy. Could be a shadow part of himself that he needs to face or is facing. He could be facing it because of some kind of gossip, feeling like, oh, I'm not worth it, believing what other people say. In his heart space, though, it says complete, loves unconditionally, unselfishly, with no limitation. So this Divine Masculine could have his heart wide open for his feminine during this time. Even though, like, surface level, you might not see it because he still feels unworthy. But on a soul level, he possibly feels you two are already married. Y'all could be married, but also looking forward to marrying the Divine Feminine as well. He sees her as the end game. That could be why you both are, like, you could be preparing for a wedding. Either that, or he could be married to somebody else. Whereas, like, the Divine Feminine is what completes him, and he knows that. He knows he's unworthy of her, so he might be settling for another relationship. We'll get more information. Okay, let's see. Divine Feminine, where are you at? Heart space. Soul space. Okay. So this Divine Feminine, in her headspace, she could be forgiving either her Divine Masculine or the people that have wronged her in the past, regardless of what has transpired, whether they are asking for forgiveness or she's just giving forgiveness because it's for her highest good. In the heart space, she's got valuable soul lessons needed to make self whole again. So the Divine Feminine is really looking at the pieces of herself that makes her feel triggered or less than, working on her self-worth. In the soul space, she's feeling confused though. She's like, what the F? You know, like on a energetic level, as far as like 3D, this man is not treating me the way that I know he feels, because on like a 5D level, I feel the love, I feel the heart, I feel everything, but I'm just not quite understanding why he's treating me like this. And Divine Feminines, the confusion can come from, like, I know how he is on an energetic level, I know he's a good person, I know he's lovable, I know this and that, but if on the 3D he's not reflecting that to you, that could be the lesson that you're learning, is to not just let people breadcrumb you, to not let people put you in situations that leave you feeling confused. Like, you may feel like you have one foot in, one foot out at all times, and that is confusing. But it's also teaching you a lesson, maybe a lesson in forgiveness, a lesson in understanding things on a whole new level. So there's a lot of growth here. Hopefully this Divine Masculine, if he hasn't already, will communicate with you, Divine Feminine, about how complete you make him feel, or how his heart feels complete with you. And that he does see you as like the one he wants to celebrate with, the one he wants to marry, the one, you know, it's all about getting the communication into the 3D so you both can be aware. So hopefully some honest communication will come from this. Let's see, I'm going to pull for the collective energies between the two of you, the connective energies. Let's see. Okay, on an energetic level, in the head space, you've got friends. In the heart space, you have family. And then in the soul space, we have anxiety here. So, headspace, friends, acquaintances, trust, support, and loyalty. You both could be relying on your friend group right now because you two might not be together. But be careful, not everybody wants to hear the struggles and the things that you go through with your person, because if they're in a bad space, they could give you bad information and start gossiping, like put your information out where you don't want it to be. So be very careful what and who you tell your problems to, because some people are genuinely there to help you, and then some are genuinely not there for all the right reasons. And then in your heart space, family is right in the middle. So family is the utmost importance to you both. This is something that draws you two together. You can see each other having kids in the future, holding hands, walking through the park, generations, children, ancestors, and origin. Like, you both could really just want a family structure at the heart of it all. You know, you both could, that could be the one thing that drives you both to change in order to grow. There is some anxiety on a soul level, though. It says stress, depression, panic attacks, and restless. So, Divine Feminine, if you're feeling confused, you're reflecting that onto your partner, and he will reflect onto you. And that's probably why there's some confusion, because in your soul space, you're like, I'm confused. And in his soul space, he's like, I want to marry you. And then you're like, but on the 3D, you say this, but on this, you say, you know, so at the soul level, there's some kind of anxiety here because there is confusion. Maybe things are not being spoken clearly enough in this connection. Things possibly need to be worked on in order to fix that. Like, the Divine Masculine needs to work on his feeling of unworthiness. And Divine Feminine, just, you know, keep learning your lessons, keep vibrating high and sending him all the best vibes. Yeah, there's some kind of barrier with the Divine Masculine. He's put up a wall, possibly around his heart, because that fell out like right on the heart. And then settling. And Divine Feminine. Spring. Okay, so this may not be for everybody involved, but the Divine Masculine could have this barrier up. He could be settling for something, or you both could be settling for something. And settling does not have to mean with another person. This could just mean like a teddy bear, a friend, a family member, somebody that you're relying on instead of bringing it right to the source. So when you have a problem, Divine Feminine, who do you run to? Divine Masculine, when you have a problem, who do you run to? What are you settling for when you could have this other person that will totally see you where you're at? Like, you are not unworthy. I love you completely. You're this, you're that. Giving him all the beautiful things. But he's got some kind of barrier around this, I'd say, heart chakra, because the barrier is covered with like this green, almost like the secret garden. Like behind those doors, his heart, because green is associated with the heart chakra. And that's all stems from that being unworthy. He may feel complete at a heart space because Divine Feminine, you could be giving him everything that he needs to feel that way, except for he's still feeling unworthy of your love for one reason or another. Possibly because he's used to settling for things that are less than him, or you could as well, Divine Feminine, but this should resolve in the springtime, and since this is springtime, hopefully this barrier will start to break down and you'll be able to see each other more clearly. It'll help get out this confusion. If your person could say something to you, what would they say? Okay. It says, if I could go back in time, I would handle us differently. I don't know where to start. So there's things possibly that each one of you could want to say to each other, but don't even know where to begin. And it says, I need to figure myself out. And that could be both of you. You both could need to figure yourselves out. That could be why you're in separation at this time. If you're in separation, is because sometimes we need to go apart to realize how important the other person is to us, or to be able to figure ourselves out in our own stuff. And doesn't mean that like it's a forever separation, but it could need to happen in order to break down some barriers, to get rid of some things on a soul level that are blocking. So you have the letter V, the letter Z, the letter N, the letter P, the letter T, another Z, an I, and a D. It says dip. Maybe you need to dip. No, I'm just kidding. Pit. Zit. There's two Z's too, so one or both of you sees this as their end game kind of relationship. And for charms, we have the Easter Bunny. So something could happen come Easter, along with the spring card, the sun. So good times and happy times are coming. Focus on the positive. Then we have a cat. And that cat to me looks pretty magical. So magic could be of importance to one or both of you. What is this? Spider? Hopefully you're not the Black Widow, right? Spiders could just have to do with like toxic people around you. Maybe that's what this gossip is about. Then you have the tree of life surrounded by the heart. So just know everything has cycles and everything goes through changes, and this too shall not stay like this forever. Then we've got a peace sign. So there will be peace and restored into this connection. Well, hopefully you got something from this, my dear Virgos. Like I said, only take what's for you, leave the rest, as always. If you liked it, please smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you want to book a personal reading with me or want to contact me, my email is in the description box, as well as other things. So take a look at that. I love y'all guys to the moon, stars, and Mars, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.